Get up, baby, this morning. Welcome back to another awesome episode. Today's episode is gonna be fantastic. I have a super special guest, and we're gonna be talking about real estate investment and everything that is going on with the business community, especially here in Gainesville. So you better stay right there because we're coming back in just a minute. Get up, baby, this morning. This is Elio Piedra. Another morning means another coffee because this is Morning Coffee with Elio. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. Welcome back, my people. As I mentioned, I have an amazing guest. And before we jump into our guest, I want to thank you for being here, for watching the show, for being part of our Morning Coffee community. But let me tell you, my guest, it is Ana Olcese. She was born and raised in Miami. Ana attended UF, and after her graduation, moved to Atlanta. But I mean, she couldn't help but just come back to Gator Nation. And I'm telling you, she's been an amazing asset for our business community. She's been involved in communication, event management, and real estate. I can't wait. And help me to welcome, please, Ana Olcese to Morning Coffee with Elio. How you doing, Ana?
Great, Elio. How are you?
I am super excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. This is super exciting. I love it. Thank you so much. It's a great opportunity. So you're an asset to our community too. So we appreciate you.
Thank you for that. Who doesn't love Gainesville, right? Who have a wonderful community.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so easy to live here. It's so nice. Like we were saying, Miami's okay. It's fun to visit. It's nice to live in Gainesville. So.
Yes, sending hugs to Miami, peace and love, but we prefer Gainesville.
we prefer Gainesville, that's all. It's just, some people are Gainesville people, and I am one of those people. So it's great. You have a little girl. I had a little girl. She's a big girl now, but what a great place to raise a kid. It's just like awesome to live here.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. That's awesome. So, yeah. Ana, I wanted to ask you, you've been working in corporate communications, publishing, event management, but real estate has been probably your entire life. So talk to me a little bit about this.
Well, it's definitely become my entire life for sure. So So in terms of all the other stuff, so the corporate communications, publishing, event management, I did that. I've been an entrepreneur, like serial entrepreneur, like for years and years and years, almost right since I came back to Gainesville in '98. But so I found my passion. I've always been passionate about real estate. And then like 5.5 years ago, I just dove right in and did it. And now I have a partnership. I have two partners in a real estate group here, Segway Group at Keller Williams Realty. And so blessed to have been able to find that career path. Just everything that I feel like everything that I've done like business wise up to this point has led to this really wonderful career. And I'm able to bring all those things together and connect people in the community. I love doing that, like connecting people. It's just really fun for me. And so to be able to connect them with each other and connect them with places to live, relocations, like the biggest thing I do. So it's just nice. I really do love that, and I'm very happy to be able to do that. And I do it all the time. Like that's like people joke, they're like, "Are you ever not working?" I'm like, no. I mean, I'm always working, and that's okay.
And I can feel your energy. I can feel your passion for what you do, and that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I think the passion. If you're not passionate about something, and that's in any business, you won't be successful in it. I mean, it's just like for you, your passion shows. Like you can see you love what you do and everything. I see other entrepreneurs in this town that really, like, no matter what, you get up and you're just loving your life and loving what you're doing. Without that, I'm not saying you fail, because every failure is a learning opportunity, but you realize what you don't like. You realize what you're not passionate about. And when you find that, it's like finding the love of your life, basically, and then, but in a career, if you will. And it's so fulfilling. And so that's, that's what breeds success, really.
I totally agree with you. And also, if you have no passion, I always say, and I had this conversation with my wife so many times. If you are not passionate about your product, how do you expect your clients to be, right?
Exactly.
You gotta be fired up about your product, about your mark, about what you are exposing, it's not what you're selling, but what you are sharing with the world. I think it's so important, that aspect.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why I'm so passionate about like I am passionate about Gainesville. And so when people are moving here, we work with, the university, medical center, other big companies in town. And, they ask us to please, show people around and give them an idea of the town and this and that. If we didn't have that passion, if I didn't have that passion, you can't sell it. You can't sell something that you don't believe in. And we've been blessed to be able to do that, to have a good product to sell, if you will.
Awesome. Talk to me a little bit about what is your relationship and your connections and collaborations with the medical centers here.
Well, we're very lucky. So I actually worked at Shands doing marketing and public relations when I first moved back to Gainesville in 19. Awesome. So January of 99 through 2000. And my one of my best friends in the world, Angela Foote, well, she hired me back then. And so her husband, actually, Kelly Foote, is a world-renowned neurosurgeon, is one of the co-directors of the Fixell Institute here in town. And but that's not where he was back then, And so he was like a resident. And so to be able to have these relationships that we formed in the last 20 plus years have really been able to give us lots of connections with, the medical center, different groups within the medical center and all of that. And so, yes, that's basically, everything's about relationships, right? Like,
yes,
you're not going to gain anybody's trust overnight. It's just not going to happen. But when people see that you've consistently been good at something and have established that you are a trustworthy person and that you are a true friend and you're not doing something in an opportunistic manner. So I think that's been the biggest thing about getting into the medical, community and all that, is that we really believe in it. So.
Awesome. I would love to expand a little bit in what you just mentioned. That's awesome, what you just mentioned. Credibility. I always said that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So,
Exactly.
what would you say to any entrepreneur that they will love to build that reputation? At
Mhm.
least two key elements, two steps to develop so they can build a great reputation and credibility.
Absolutely. Well, other than believing in your product, because you can't have something that you don't believe in. And I think that that's the first thing people see, where you're coming from. Are you a sincere person? And then establishing the trust so that if you if they're going down a path that you think that is not right for them, but it would be very profitable for you, you tell them, you know what, this isn't a good thing for you, because that nothing establishes trust as much as putting the other person's interests and benefit ahead of yours. And honesty is everything. Integrity. My husband says, you gain trust in inches and lose it in yards, or something like that. And I truly believe that. You can be the greatest salesperson in the world, you can be the greatest entrepreneur in the world, but if you don't have honor and integrity, everybody knows that. They really do know it, whether it's your colleagues, your clients, or the community.
I love it. You just mentioned one thing that is huge: integrity. I mean, I was talking with my mentor a few weeks ago, and we were discussing about different things, strategies, and for some reason, integrity came to the conversation, and we actually were talking about integrity. It needs to be 100%.
Absolutely.
Integrity is 99%, 98%. I'm telling you, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for you or your product, your brand, your organization.
It's not comfortable,
It's not.
sometimes. Like it doesn't make you. Okay, so an example, the other day, somebody wanted to buy a house that was way, way higher. And, than what I knew would be right for them. And I said, don't get this. Don't get this. I'll make more money off of it if you do, but it's not right for you. And I don't think, that that's going to be the right move for you in the long run. Did that benefit me? No. I mean, they haven't bought a house yet, and that's okay. But I feel like that's not. It just wouldn't be right. Like, I always do the right thing, because do unto others. Like, I don't want people to screw me over. People have, but I don't like it. So I won't do it to someone else. And I think every entrepreneur really needs to keep that in mind, because sometimes it's very difficult as an entrepreneur. You get kind of, you're in business by yourself, or you have to pay people, and it's that fine line between doing, what's right, and then doing what's personally beneficial, and people can get desperate. Don't get desperate. I have a mindset of abundance, and the more you do, the more you give to
Yes.
others, the more comes back to you. And don't expect it. Don't expect it, because if you do it with expectation, then it won't, or you get like angry if it doesn't. But you just be a good person. That's all.
That's awesome. I am getting fired up here. I'm getting inspired. Oh my goodness. That's right. I believe in that's what we call the power of giving. What you give, it
Mhm.
comes back right back. And we're talking for you guys, our morning community, our morning coffee community that is watching. We're talking about principles. We're talking about standards that even if you are not an entrepreneur, you need to live by. You are working for any organization. So this is. I am very happy that you mentioned that. It's just great stuff, and those. Are very important steps and things that every single business person need to ask themselves. Are we following these standards? Are we living by this, by the intention of doing good for the long run to develop our business?
Yep, yep. And that's for our team. My partners and I got together because that was our core belief. I mean, we just have to have utmost integrity, and we are stewards of everyone we serve, whether it's our customers or internally, our team itself. And we have several people, on our team. We're like 9 people now, and if someone were to not do that, I mean, that's part of our interview process. Is this what you believe? Is this what you will do? Because if not, then we're not a good match. That's all. Doesn't mean you're a
Yes.
bad person. It just means we're not a match. That's all.
Exactly, yes. So now going back to the real estate industry, if I ask
Mhm.
you, Anna, what has been the biggest challenge in the last 6 months, and how and why? What do you do to overcome that?
Mhm. Well, in the past 6 months, actually, it hasn't been as challenging just because the real estate business in Gainesville is just like doing this. Like in other parts of the country, it hasn't. But we've stayed strong and steady. We're a little bit insulated given that we have the medical center and the university and so many big thriving companies. So that's been great. The biggest challenge actually throughout the 6 months and even throughout the last, 5 years or so has been lack of listings. Believe it or not, people don't want to sell. Nobody wants to leave, Elio. It's like us. Like we don't want to go anywhere, and nobody else does either. And it's like you need to get out of your house like now because we need to sell it because somebody else wants to buy it.
Yes.
And yeah, we have so many buyers. But yeah, so that in the last 6 months, I'd say that would be the biggest challenge, and it's been a challenge in the last like 2 months also. But of course, then COVID, like boom, that hits. And so what do you do, right? This is a personal interaction business. This is, you have to talk to people one on one. We have to have like this connection, and so to not be able to have that has been difficult. And I know it's been difficult on my team members because they're super social people and they like that personal touch. We're lucky in that we have things like Zoom and all of that. Our team in particular, actually, because I've specialized in relocation for so many years, we actually have this virtual technology, like proprietary virtual technology. So we've been able to continue showing houses in a very realistic manner
Awesome.
despite that. And so that's been an opportunity. Every negative thing has an opportunity on the other side, right? So it's made us be better agents, communicate more, really reach out to people more than we were. Personally, this has helped me work on our marketing, which, when you're going all the time, you don't have time to stop and think, okay, where are we? Where are we going? What message do we want to get out there to the people who we serve? And so I'm one of these naive people who really thinks that there's an opportunity in everything that's considered bad. So mentally, you just have to shift, right? You have to have that grit where you're like, this is okay. Like, this is a bad thing that has happened. How do we make something good from it? And we have actually, we're stronger, I think, because of it, because we've had to work together more. And we actually get together more, like even on Zoom, we get together more as a team and with our customers. So yeah, every challenge comes with an equal opportunity. Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I was watching an Ed Milet video. I love Ed Milet, and he was actually talking about how problems need energy to live. So if we focus on the solution, immediately it becomes an opportunity of growth. I love it. I love it.
Growth mindset. I love that.
Yes.
There's a book, called Mindset, and I read that, a few years ago, and you know, I've always been like that's been my mindset. Like, you have to grow, you have to overcome challenges. We all have challenges. It's not
Yes.
like it's a unique thing, and so it's just a matter of seeing, okay, I can get past this. Like it sucks, but I can get past it, and we all
Yes.
can. And
And I
so
think the bigger the challenge, the bigger is a bigger opportunity. All
exactly,
right.
exactly, yeah. Think about the plague and then the Renaissance right after it. So like maybe that'll happen. It's so funny because we're valuing these like one-on-one, like actual personal connections now so
Yes.
much more. Even teenagers, like I see, my daughter
Yes.
she just graduated, but she was a senior, in high school and stuff. Like, not a good place for them to be this year. It was, it was a little bit of that was a challenge, right?
Yeah.
What I noticed is that they don't like technology that much when they have to use it. They missed one another. They wanted to be together, and so maybe this is a great thing for humanity in general. who knows?
Yes, I totally agree with you. So now let me ask you, why do you think the real estate industry keeps going up? You just mentioned that, and I would love to go deeper into that because I've been seeing that other communities, I mean like big cities, like such as in Texas, in
Yeah.
Miami, in DC, I've been listening that it's not doing really well the real estate. So why Gainesville is doing so well, especially
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. Well, yes. And so Gainesville, like I said, in part it's because we're a little bit insulated. We've got, these the medical center, university, and other big thriving companies, many that have sprouted from those. And so it's also, I mean, I think we complain about our taxes. I get that. However, compared to other parts of the country, they're not that bad. And
Yeah.
so, and for Florida, we have so many opportunities here because, well, first of all, South Florida may or may not be underwater in 40 years. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I'm just saying, like, that could happen. So people keep migrating north, and that's nice. So Gainesville being a nice place to live with good
Yeah.
parks and good schools, and we just have this friendly, great community that really welcomes you with open arms. And so the recruiting, all these companies have been recruiting people over here from places like Texas and all over California and New York and whatnot. And they see that the prices here are actually like the big cities and the big expensive cities find our prices like great, and which is true, and they are, and then they combine that with the quality of life, and so it keeps booming. I mean, like the population growth here is astronomical. I mean, think about it, like in retail's taken a hit, obviously, lately. But any kind of commercial growth that has come here has come from places that are not necessarily from Gainesville. These aren't local developers. These are people who really believe in our area and know that we're going to have that kind of growth. So this has been a setback. This has been a hiccup. But haven't I think that there's a testament to us and our community that we've supported each other so much, and there are initiatives like Eat GNB and like support local and do this, and some businesses are actually thriving, and
Yes.
and that, again, I think that attracts our positivity and our energy. I think it does attract people to our area. So I would say that that's part of it. And then the other part on the real estate side, I told you, like the listings, like we just, because people need to sell, all these buyers are coming here, and it's good. That's the
Awesome.
best thing. Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk real estate. That's actually Anna's podcast. So
Yeah.
I will talk to me a little bit about your podcast. What is your podcast about? I mean, of course, real estate, but you mentioned that more. You talk about more topics. So uh, let me know about this.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So it was intended, there wasn't anything like it that we could find for the Gainesville area. We realized that a lot of people who are moving here, since so many people are, just don't know, about what we have to offer. They don't realize, how big we are maybe. And so I wanted to help them get a taste for our community. And then for a lot of people then who either are here or who are coming here, just the real estate process here in town. So I like to mix it up with educational things like what's the buying process, what's a first time home buyer, what kinds of loans, but then also, and that stuff is like, I mean, it's not necessarily just local. I mean, this is just good general information for people. But then also with things like an interview with Eric Godet, which really was talking to the community about how we support one another, what the chamber is doing. And then today's episode, Adam Makari, who is the city manager for Alachua. A lot of people don't know what Alachua is. I mean, like, it's very impressive what the city of Alachua is doing. And so again, it's called Let's Talk Real Estate, but it's really education. It's educating. The more people know about our area, the happier they're going to be to live here already, and the happier they're going to be to actually move here. So yeah, and
That's
that's
great. And
yeah.
how people can find your podcast?
Well, we're both on iTunes and Spotify, and I'm sure we're in other places. But this is me, not tech. Like, I don't know too much about tech. I know it's in those two places. We have a great producer who puts us out there into like the digital universe. And so, but if people have Spotify or iTunes, which most people do, you can find it. And so it's just called Let's Talk Real Estate with Anna. And yeah, and that's where please subscribe, please, because like
Yes.
the more you do that, the higher we can get on the radar, I guess. And
Yes, the rating of the show. And now that you just talk about that, please like this show right now and share
yeah,
it. Share it with your friends, with your family, and tell them, hey, Ana is here. Ana. Yes, Ana la cubana. La cubana?
Ana la Cubana, Ana la Cubana, yes, yes. Elio and I found out that he was born where my grandmother was born. Like, go figure. That's awesome.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would like to mention, and I would love to shout out to Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce. As a proud, not only member, but diploma of Chamber of Commerce, Chamber of Commerce gave me such an amazing opportunity to develop, to grow my business. Every single thing that I do, especially Eric Godet, my friend, a good friend of mine, always supporting and being the voice of our business community. Thank you for everything that you guys do to actually to keep every single business of every single industry relevant, especially in times of COVID-19. You just mentioned EGMB, support local. Support GMB, shop GMB. All of this stuff is wonderful. They've been doing great.
They have. And we have a COVID specific website that we created after all this started, and it's segue.group. And then in there's like a specific COVID section. We link to all of those so people can actually get all that information, if they want to not look in like a bunch of different places, it's all there. So yeah, but we are equally grateful to the chamber. They've done a fantastic job of unifying versus not being cohesive. So yeah.
Awesome. Yes, they are wonderful. So
Yeah.
Anna, I now that I have you here, you can live without talking about investments. So if you had some extra cash, let's say that you wanted to, what would you do with that? What area would you like to invest as an expert? Because you're an expert now.
Right. Well, okay. So I was saying earlier, we are in a market where it's a seller's market right now. So it's, real estate's always one of those things. It's a good thing to invest in, especially like apartments and stuff for the students, because, you can put your kid and 3 others in there and collect rent and all of that. So that's always, a good thing. In terms of deals, you're not really going to get that many right now. Now the market is probably going to shift because it always does, and once that happens, once we start getting, now that I put the call out there, now we're going to get like 1,000 listings. So, so kidding. But anyway, so people will start, selling properties. And at that point is where it's a great time to invest, because you're going to want to get in on those deals. So we work with a lot of investors actually, and one of my partners does specialize in that sort of thing, and he's an investor himself. So they know when the right time to swoop in and get a good deal is. So I'd say it's a good time now, maybe just to hold on and kind of build that arsenal. So when it's a great time to invest, you can get in there, and also just speak to a professional in that. Most realtors will be able to help you get a grasp as to when a good time is, what the good deals are. I mean, there's still some to be had. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. So that's what I would do with that's what I've been doing with my investment dollars, is just waiting a little
Yeah.
a little bit.
Awesome. I like it. But now is not good time. That's what you just said. Just so people can understand.
It's not the best time.
It's not the best time.
It's not the best time. Like I said, there are still deals to be had. And actually, I've worked with, like 3 or 4 recently that have really found some great properties for a very good price in ideal locations. But they're specific products. They're not necessarily like, you're probably not going to be able to $400,000 house, you're probably not going to get it for $350,000. It's just probably not going to happen. So in terms of that, not that those are usually investment properties, but But back during the recession, they sure were. And then people flipped them, and made a lot of money from them, a few years later. So I don't think we're quite there yet. We're not there, not there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anna, it's been such a tremendous pleasure and honor to have you here, and I feel so humble and thankful for the opportunity, and for making the time for our morning coffee community. I know you're super busy, especially now. So before we go, some words of encouragement for those, entrepreneurs that they are actually trying to they are trying to improve their real estate career and to invest in different things, but they are feeling down and it's not a good moment for them. What would you say to them?
Mm-hmm. Well, again, abundance mindset is everything, and build those relationships, because the relationships will come back tenfold in the long run. And have honor, have integrity, always do what's best for others, and educate yourself as well, because the more educated you are, the better steward you are to the people that you serve.
Fantastic. Hey, my people, this is Ana Olcese, and she's amazing. Do not forget to follow and support Let's Talk Real Estate podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, probably
And
as well.
iTunes, yeah. Apple Podcasts.
Yes. So make sure that you support your local community, whatever you are. If you're in Miami, Houston, you're in London, who cares? Support your community. Buy local, shop local, eat local, and do everything local so you can contribute to your business community. Anna, thank you so much once again. And I don't know if you have your coffee before we go, but I have mine. So cheers to
Cheers.
cheers to mindset abundance. I love that. I love that. I love that because I think that sometimes we suffer of possibility blindness, and we don't want to give ourselves the opportunity to expand, to grow, and to see and to keep developing our vision. So cheers to mindset abundance. I love that.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna. We're going to see you guys next time. Remember to stay tuned, stay blessed, and live full. This is Elio Piedra, Morning Coffee with Elio. See you next time. Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with Elio community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.